guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I got a couple of new things to play with. I finally decided to try the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. While I was at Ulta just browsing around, I saw this new primer by E.L.F. It's called the E.L.F. Dew Primer, and of course I had to buy it because if it says gonna make you dewy, I just have to try it because I live for it. And this is a part of the new Jelly Pop collection. I'm pretty sure this is limited edition, so if I like it, I might have to stock up on a couple, so I have it. Okay, let's just get right into the video. Alright, I already did my eyebrows. I used my CoverGirl Ultrafine Brown Pencil in the shade Soft Brown. I'm going to go and do my eyes first, and today instead of my usual Milani, I'm going to do this ColourPop No Filter Concealer. This is the shade Fair 8. I really hope this is my shade. The applicator felt really nice on my eyes, a lot softer than my Milani applicator. It blended out pretty quick. So now I am going to take my big Farrah 35E brush, and I'm going to take my Flamingo Violet Voss palette, and I'm going to dip into the shade Sand, which is just this really nude color. And I'm going to set the concealer. I want to see how it performs on its own to see if it makes my eyeshadow crease. So I'm not going to use my Milani eye primer. I am going to go into my Butter Bronzer, and I'm going to run it in my crease using just the same big fluffy brush. Okay, now I'm going to go into my Flamingo palette, and I'm going to dip into the shade Sunbathe just ever so slightly, and I'm going to focus it on this outer corner, just tapping it on. Go into more of the shade Sand, and I'm going to use this Luxie 239 Precision Shader, and I'm going to just kind of pack it more on my lid. Now I'm going to take this E.L.F. Dew Primer, and the directions say apply evenly to face prior to makeup application. Once applied, wait 30 seconds before applying makeup. Okay, so it comes with a pump, which I really love. I'm just going to do one pump. It's really sticky. I'm going to press it in. Okay, it's been about 30 seconds, probably closer to a minute, but is definitely tacky, but not like super sticky. So let's just try it. Okay, today I'm going to use my Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Foundation Stick, and I am in the shade Birch 1.5, and I'm just going to draw all over my face and blend it out. It blended out pretty nicely. I used my IT Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush, and then I just smoothed it out with my E.L.F. sponge. It didn't drag a whole lot. It blended out pretty normally. I am going to conceal my under eyes now. Let's just start out with that much. And I'm going to do one eye at a time. Okay, so it's definitely pretty brightening. I think I could have gotten away with a little bit darker of a shade, but we'll make this work. One thing that I'm kind of noticing is that it goes on a lot lighter, and then once it dries down, it goes to like the more normal color that I think it's supposed to be, because I don't know if you can tell from on camera, but in person, when I first put it on, it looked white, like super, super white, and I was like, oh, I was kind of taken aback. But the more I'm looking at it, this side that I applied first is definitely turning a more warm, neutrally color, and this side is still kind of white, but it's heading in the same direction. It blended out really, really nice. Let's see how it looks on my nose, since most everything looks bad on it. I mean, it's not horrible. It definitely made my foundation settle into the pores, which are kind of big around there, but I mean, I'm not surprised. Most everything does that. But yeah, so far, so good. It's looking very nice. I'm going to take my butter bronzer in this little angled brush, and I'm going to sculpt out my cheeks a little bit. Not really sculpting so much as warming up my face. I do think that this dew primer is actually helping my skin look a little bit more dewy. I mean, this foundation is pretty dewy on its own, but it's a little bit more dewy. I think it did a little bit. I mean, we'll wait and see. Now I'm going to go into this sugar blush in the shade 1 Peach Peak, and I'm going to take this little fluffy angled, tapered, not angled, and I'm just gonna pop it on my cheeks. I think I'm going to take the brush I use for my bronzer, and I'm going to kind of pat to diffuse the pink a little bit, because don't get me wrong, I like a lot of blush, but I don't know, just today, I think it's how bright that concealer is making it. It's like, wow. Okay, now I'm going to take what's ever left on the blush brush, and I'm going to run it on my nose. I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to dip into a little bit more bronzer, and I'm going to kind of tap it off, and I'm going to press kind of right here just to get rid of some of that really whiteness that I feel is going on. That's better. I was looking kind of like, ugh. I definitely think this is a little light for me. I almost got shade 10. I think I might go get shade 10 because this is like, wow, bright. Now I'm going to go back into my Flamingo palette into the shade Donut, which is this little pinky purple color here. I'm just going to use a little brush, and I'm going to pop it in the inner corner. Now, just to add a little something extra, I'm going to take a ColourPop Jelly Much in the shade Sweet Dreams, and I'm just going to layer right on top of that pink inner corner color. I'm going to pop it right on top to give a little bit more sparkle. When I'm looking at my little monitor, I can't see. I'm going to zoom you in. Ignore the little bags under my eyes. I didn't get much sleep last night. Such is life. Okay, now I'm going to take this Luxie 243 Precision Blending Brush, and I'm going to dip into some of the bronzer and run it underneath my lash line, pairing it up with this outer corner on the top, and then dragging it in. I'm going to take the shade Sunbathe, just like on the upper lid, and I'm going to dip into that, just the same brush, barely wiped it off, and I'm going to layer it right on top. I'm going to put some mascara on, and then I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. I used the CoverGirl Lash Blast Primer with the Maybelline Snapscara in the shade Violet, I think it's called. Ultraviolet. Okay, now I think I'm going to do my lips. I'm not going to do anything crazy, just a light gloss. I'm going to use the Pixie by Petra lip gloss in the shade Sheer Rose. Okay, now I am going to spray my face. Alright, my thoughts. This, so far it's not creasing, which is a big deal because I naturally have a little crease underneath my eyes. So this is a nice concealer. It's marketed as matte, and I guess it's a little matte, but nothing crazy. I don't like the extreme matte. It's not super drying, unlike this Milani concealer, which is really drying for my under eyes. This primer, it was definitely grippy. I'm gonna have to do a wear test, but since it is 5/13, I do not have time to do a wear test, but I will update you guys in the description box after I have worn this a couple times and let you guys know how the wear is and the finish throughout the day. I definitely think it helped contribute to a little bit of dew. Oh my gosh, I don't have highlighter. What? What? I'm gonna pop some on. I'm using the Super Shock highlighter in the shade Stole the Show. Whew. Oh man. I'm gonna just use my finger real quick. Okay. Better. But even without the highlighter, I still felt like I had a really pretty glow to my skin. Like I said, this Bare Minerals does give me a nice glow, but I do think that this helped contribute a little bit. I don't know, I would have to test it under a not so dewy foundation. I did not think about that before. And this was like $10 at Ulta, so I mean, it's not out of this world crazy expensive, but it wasn't the cheapest primer that ever was. Alright, this is the finished look. Nothing crazy. I just felt like dabbling in a little bit of makeup today after all of my errand running earlier in the day. I am sorry that today's video wasn't more interesting and funny or of more substance. But thank you guys for spending a little bit of time with me today, and I hope you come back next time. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you'll be notified every single time I upload. Have a great day. Bye! While I was, blush.